Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Hello, I'm Matt Lighty. This is an update video for the Guardian Absolution character. So I ended the weekend pretty yoked. Recording this on Tuesday. I haven't had much chance to play Monday and Tuesday because of work stuff. Being a big work boy and all. But yeah, we ended up quite good. I was rank 1 Absolution over the entire weekend. Build's going great. Everything's cranking. I would be like 98 by now, but I spent a large portion of my time trying to fucking farm out Trial Master, and that is not a experienced progressive mechanic when your chance of surviving is not 100%. So initially we started with Radiant Faith into Unwavering, then Radiant Crusade was first because the big boy is great for his Righteous Fire that scales off his life. He starts to fall off around level 85 because he stops scaling past that. So I grabbed that first, then Radiant Faith, then Unwavering, so I can run on my auras. Then my Uber Lab is Unwavering Crusade, which gives you the baby version of Wrath, Anger, Hatred, which is also super great. But then I swapped to Priest of Yalmak in the Chaos Bloodline from Trial Master. Small node gives you Vaal. Big node gives you reduction in duration, usage, and chance to regain consumed souls when used. This basically lets you keep up your Vaal Absolution pretty much all the time with very, very little downtime, like 3-second downtime. And then because of that, I swapped my final point into Harmony of Purpose for shrine buffs. Shrines did get buffed, this got buffed, and that's great. I'd like to get a goal maybe eventually. It'll make this even better. And then the new belts off the new boss, Suresh, gives you a shrine buff, so that stacks with these in such a way, and is also something you could do. Realistically, you end up dropping this and picking up Corruption's Embrace when you could do it to kind of the fullest extent. It requires some wiggling of gear, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen for me. I'm probably going to swap off of this because there's not a great way to currently corrupt gear without risking breaking it. And I've got things like Endurance Ralakesh and Headhunter and my Bone Meld, that's perfect. I don't really want to risk losing them, so it's like a little bit spookums for me. But I've started to like do prep gear that I can transition like really good pieces like this. Also like no lightning reds because I'm going to be swapping to Doriani's Prototype. It's one of the best ways to scale your damage, but I'm currently 1700 fusing in, and I've not been able to 6-link anything. So thankfully I had this drop, and it took me a little bit to get the colors, but I've just been incredibly unlucky with 6-linking this league, so overall it's going quite poorly with that, but my overall luck is so high I really can't complain. So that corruption is working towards that. I do have 2120 Vaal Absolution, which is gross, I understand. I have been, again, quite fortunate. So that's been going good. Nothing else in my gear is, like, outstanding, I would say. 2120 Stone Golem from Ritual, that was nice. And I think that's pretty much it for most stuff that's special. No exceptional gems yet, nothing fancy in that regard. And the only jewel I'm running is this just kind of mediocre little dude. And that's about it. The tree ended up going more block than intended, and a little bit less keystones, but not too much of a departure from what I was planning initially. The basic armor vibes again. This is unfortunate. I don't have a evasion armor base. Otherwise, I would definitely have grabbed the. Oh, you know what? I think I fucking have it still. Yep. Wow. So increased armor and evasion from body. This probably doesn't even give me. It gives me 100 ES. Yeah, that's not worth it. So. Yeah, I don't have armor. That's the unfortunate part. Really, this should be like 2,000 armor, 400 evasion. Then this node is very, very good. I don't have that, so it's not good. I'm just going to take this extra reduced damage from crits. Puts me at 80% crit reduction, which is basically there. But the idea is when I 6-link Doriani's, I swap all of my lightning res with Harvest off of lightning onto anything else, and then I make sure I never touch Crusader content because. Doriani's mitigates a lightning from hits with armor. I don't have enough armor that this makes sense, and it only works for hits, so I'll have negative, whatever amount of lightning res, and unfortunately, this actually gets exacerbated by Bone Meld, because Bone Meld gives -2 per minion, non-Vaal minion out. Then you want to run things like Thread, and then eventually, if you're lucky, you can get a good one. I don't have a good one, but a good minus lightning ring that actually does something, and then a Calandra's touch, and you just like swonk it over. This one's not good, so I just have it as an example. But the you end up with minus 200 lightning res, and then nearby enemies have lightning res equal to yours, minus 200. You fucking shred. This lets you shred single target, as is the case. Anyone who played Merc League knows all about Doriani's prototype, so nothing new to be said there. But yeah, that's the eventual transition to that. But I'm probably just going to keep mapping until I'm like, I don't know, 98, 99, and then swap to like Kinetic Blast or something. I'd like to go Gull and go Shrines, but the build is very, very good. So we're going to run I guess like a tester map. Just do Eradicator. That's fine. Poison, Curses, whatever. We'll do Eradicator map, because I need to do it anyway. Show you what the vibe is. For Spectres, I'm running one of the new ones. It's like Zorker something. I don't remember his name. You know what? I can probably actually... he's on a trigger wand, huh? Any way of desecrating naturally. Ah, there we go. No, this is pulling from a weird pool. Trigger wand. 8-second cooldown. Come on, baby. Trigger. I can't find him. Anyway, he's one of the new ones. He gives you anger. It's not great, and it's fine. Other one is the Bishop Joffrey, who just does Hexground. Various curses. It's kind of like Yilfman's Trickery levels of nonsense. You could also swap on a Perfect Turtle and drop off Determination. But really you want to run Hulking Miscreation, then eventually get 21. Ray Spectre get a third one. Because you'd love to get just, more auras for turning some of the auras you got in a perfect world. This is, what is this, NET 16? I guess it technically is. Jungle Valley, I choose you. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, let's just show you what mapping looks like. It's really pretty chill. If you want, you could hang out for a couple seconds and just start a map with Vaal Absolution. You do need an Absolution to actually use it. So that's the one downside, I guess, technically speaking. Because it's actually, because you need a Vaal, or you need an Absolution out to trigger Vaal Absolution, it's the only thing that's preventing you from putting on left click. So if you can put on left click while mapping. It's actually pretty comfy to put Vaal Absolution on left click, so you don't have to actually worry about missing your time signature to trigger it. But realistically, what happens is you'll gain souls, and in a non-combat scenario, or a scenario where you ran out of souls somehow, so like being in your hideout or something, you will just not be able to move ever again, which is awkward. So like right there, I didn't have it up in time, and as a byproduct, I wasn't able to use Vaal Absolution. That kind of messes with things. So that's why you just putting on left click unfortunately doesn't work. I wish it did, because it would make my life that much easier. But yeah, the damage is very, very good. Vaal Absolution's 99% of your damage. He's super fucking yoked. So it's that's the entirety of the build, kind of, It's just watching him go fucking ape shit. But it's fun. So it's like a very chill build where max block, and because of Shrines, because of Headhunter, because of Guardian stuff, we're quite comfy. We don't actually have to cast, but every, 8 to 10 seconds. There's just no need. Your Convoke is on Automation, which you could quality up and then get Mastery for if you want to have it happen faster. There's something to be said about not jerking your guys around so much. They're all ranged. Absolutions are ranged, Vaal Absolutions are ranged, so it doesn't really matter that you're convoking kind of aggressively. It's better to just keep them with you than not with you. But yeah, they'll pretty much kill everything as you walk around anyway. They're very, very good for clear. So pretty much they're just they don't require any sort of aggression like aggro wand or feeding frenzy. You can actually put feeding frenzy on stuff. The socket pressure is a little bit tight if you want to get comfy with it. So like for me, I'm pretty tight because I'm running a lot of stuff, and I have like more auras than less auras. I think I'm running currently I'm running 6 auras. I guess 5 auras in Absolution or Automation. So it's like, in general, I'm running quite a lot. I was not paying attention there. Yeah, it just causes some minor kerfuffle, but not a big deal. You could easily move some stuff around, put more things on life tap, makes it even comfier. Hypothetically, you probably would want, with that new currency, to put like Spirit Offering. So if you just got any of those with life tap as a support, it supports everything else in that link setup. So realistically, in a perfect world, you would get Spirit Offering with life tap as a support, and then that would also, I believe that means it also applies to Desecrate and Conductivity, which would be pretty fucking huge if we could pull that off. I guess we could try. I think I have some of that currency, but you could also hit things like cast one stunned and it, or cast one damage taken, it kind of breaks. You guys be careful. That currency is like pretty volatile in general. Thankfully, the duration or the quality on Conductivity does fucking nothing, basically. Here's a little single target showcase. It just has less curse effects, so my Conductivity does nothing, basically. With pretty okay setup, my damage is like perfectly fine. I could easily fight through most stuff. And, I mean, Headhunter does nothing for this, right? Not doing myself any favors there. Ideally, you'd like to swap the belt out, or Foulboard Headhunter is even better. The, what's it called version? The one that gives you the, souls from Soul Eater. So if you could use that one. That's pretty nifty. Aurelikesh are giving us 5 endurance charges. It's why we spec into endurance charges in general. You could get more. There's I'm currently spec'd into Testudo, which is like 10 block, and then a little bit of recovery and block recovery. You could argue that an extra endurance charge is better. That's like, I'm not going to say no, you know, like that could easily be a concession. It's just not required at all. Anyway, here goes the boss. She's going down. Let me do the ritual. Sure, thank you. Anyway, that's the showcase of pretty much where the build's at. So the next steps for me, like we discussed, is to get that 6-link Doriani's prototype, transition my gear off of Lightning Res onto Doriani's, and then, you know, just make that work, and then I'll get a bunch more damage, but I'm probably going to eventually swap just to a Wander, because it's just, you know, better for map clearing in general. Hard to beat Kinetic Blast, but that's it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. This has been the update. If you have any questions about Absolution, feel free to ask. I have very, very good gear, and I'll be here if you need me, and I'll probably level on the side still some, and hopefully I can stream someday this week. All right, bye-bye.